Hi, this is Justin from IconicRC.com. The cameraman today is John, co-owner of IconicRC. This is the Tamiya Rising Storm. It's a four-wheel drive buggy that I've had for 2 or 3 years now. Model number is 58334. Four-wheel drive based on Tamiya's DFO2 chassis, which is reminiscent, I think, of the TT01 on-road chassis, to be honest. Not a bad looking buggy. Not sure it's that popular, to be honest, but I quite like it. There's a few models based on this chassis. I think the Gravel Hound and Plasma Edge, but there's not been any new models on this for a while. Nice sleek body, fairly modern looking. I've done quite a few upgrades to it. This car itself actually got me back into the hobby a few years ago. I've been out of it for a while and thought, nah, it's about time I had another RC car, and this one caught my eye. I've painted it box art pink and white. I think maybe perhaps the colour scheme is perhaps not to everybody's taste, but this is the box art colour scheme for it. So, done quite a few modifications. I'll just take the body shell off and show you. Standard shocks that come with it are oil filled, but they're just plastic, standard Tamiya affairs. These I've upgraded to Ansmann aluminium shocks, which are a little bit tougher. I've also put some shock covers on there, which custom made shock covers, just to keep the dirt off the shock shafts when you're running off-road, done those all round. And again, aluminium shocks on the back as well in there. As I said, four-wheel drive. I've upgraded the motor. Now this will be its first run today with this motor in. It's a 17-turn LRP V10 Spec 3, I think, 17-turn motor. Not sure how it's going to run because that's quite an old motor actually, but fingers crossed it'll be okay. TT01 heatsink on there to keep the motor cool. ACOM's 2.4 GHz radio system, and this is quite a nice little speed controller. Actually, just picked this up at the weekend. It's an Etronix Pro Plus 100. Costs less than the original Tamiya TU 101BK speed controller. This is about £19, but it's got a lower motor limit of 14 turns, I think, so it can handle a lot more powerful motors than the standard 540 silver can and the sport motor. So you've got a lot more choice then in terms of speed. I've also dyed the wheels, which has been done with RIT dye. The dye didn't take brilliantly well on these. They've gone a little bit grey-green rather than black. Maybe the dye was a bit old that I was using, but they look okay. And I've also fitted a set of Proline Dirt Hawg tyres, because I run this on road sometimes as well. I want something a bit tougher, a bit harder wearing. Running the standard spike tyres, they just wear far too quickly running on asphalt. So these give you a nice happy medium, well hopefully, I'll find out in a minute, between running off-road and on-road. Fairly standard tread, fairly realistic tread. So let's try and get the body shell back on, power it up and see how it performs now. Fingers crossed it'll go okay. Right, turn it on. Off steering. Right, let's see how it goes. Quite a nice surface to run on this, to be honest. It's a little bit wet perhaps than we'd normally like. Fairly compact clay surface, but these cars run lovely on here actually.
Yeah, you can tell that.
It's actually performing pretty well actually, compared to how it was before. I was running the brushless motor in this, but to be honest it just seemed a bit too quick. This is far more controllable, a little bit more sedate perhaps, but it's jumping well, it's nice and balanced in the air. can perhaps hear a little bit of a slap when it hits the floor. I've noticed with this particular chassis, it sits very low. Whoops! It sits. Excuse me. It sits very low to the ground. So when as it goes over jumps, you do hear quite a prominent slap when it hits the floor.
Remind us what those tyres are again, Justin.
Yeah, the
I
tyres
think they're fantastic.
we're running Proline Dirt Hogs. They certainly look fantastic and they perform really well actually. I think they're about, well, I don't know, don't quote me on this, it's about £15 a pair I think, but I might be wrong. Worth the investment though, so running on multiple surfaces. Yeah, I'm very pleased with this actually. So there, the Tamiya 58334 Rising Storm. A fair few hop-ups, but it does run very well as standard anyway. The hop-ups are really just my indulgence rather than the necessity, to be honest. So thank you for watching.